Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Sims 4 Vampire Episode 3. If you can't tell, I am a little bit sick, so sorry if my voice sounds kind of rough. But I thought I'd go ahead. It's best to play Sims when you're sick, anyways. So I thought I'd go ahead, just play a little bit, and show you mostly just any kind of updates since then, and actually get into the vampire abilities, what strengths you get, what weaknesses you can pick from, and all that, and then give you a couple tips that I just have. So, first off, I noticed with the newest update, you can now see your collection of expansion packs, game packs, and stuff packs. And apparently, I have a lot less than I thought I had. So I've got the city expansion, the get to work, but I don't have the get together, which is the clubs one. Game packs, I have vampires, dine out, and outdoor retreat, but I don't have spa day. And stuff packs, I have the romantic garden, the movie hangout, and the luxury party. I don't have the perfect patio, cool kitchen, spooky, which I kind of really want the spooky one. I love Halloween. The kids, the backyard, and the vintage glamour. And then I have the free holiday celebration gift pack. So that's pretty cool how you can actually see what you don't have. And really, if you think about it, it's good for the Sims company because then you just feel like you gotta buy the rest, you know? So let me get into my house here. I have been playing this off camera for a little bit just to kind of build up my powers, and I didn't really want to like cheat to get them. I wanted to see the natural progression of my vampire. So since I've been playing her, she actually I decided not to make it where she could go out in the sun, really, because you will die if you go out in the sun. And I've come very, very close. So I didn't get her a job because most of them are during the day. So I made her a stay at home writer. And then I'll show you. Now she's got a job, but I'll show you why. So I noticed in the last video, for some reason, there was a little bit of lag. And I'm not really sure why. Because when I film this, it looks completely fine. And when I play it back, it looks completely fine. But for some reason, uploading it to YouTube made it a little laggy. So if anyone knows how to fix that, could you leave a comment or send me a message? That would be great because it's kind of pointless to play this if it's just going to lag all the time. Maybe it was a one-time thing. I'm not really sure. So with the vampire thing, we established that there's no vampire jobs. There is vampire traits for some of these houses, um, lot traits, I guess. And this one, I believe, was vampire lair. And basically, that one just kind of helps you. Um, there's a vampire guy that lives in the big house down the road, and he's like a master vampire, and he'll occasionally call you up and offer to help train you, and you get sent plasma packs and stuff like that. So it's kind of like a beginner's lot trait. It just helps you out in the beginning. So to get to, I'm still trying to complete my master vampire um, aspiration. And the reward for this is, I only have one more to go. The reward for this is I can use the irresistible command power on all my offspring. So that's pretty cool. Um, I am maxed out as far as the vampire levels. There's different vampire levels, and then you gain points for each one. But once you meet a level, you have to take a weakness or two. But once you get to the top level, you can just gain points. You don't have to take any more weaknesses. So I'm very happy about that because it's really hard to choose a weakness. So for mine, so my vampire, I made her like an evil genius, and I went ahead and gave her a couple of things. I had reduced energy. I did two of those, and I I mean, I've noticed a little bit. I don't think it's that drastic, but it's one of the first things that I did. I did do vampire creation. I have not created a vampire yet because I've been trying to build up everything and save money. I do have garlic immunity. There is one house on the lot, so it's the other house that you can buy that's empty, but it's I think like 50 something thousand simoleons, and it has garlic everywhere. And garlic just gives your sim like a negative mood. So I went ahead and gave her immunity. It only cost like 1 point. And then I have control of the minds of other Sims. And from what I could see, it's just like basic things. You can tell them to be mean to somebody, or you can have them like clean or something like that. And then I did the strength one, mostly because when you're doing the master aspiration, you have to defeat a few vampires in battle. So it's kind of hard to unless you have this. So I went ahead and got that. And then I have one of the vampire charm, which I haven't really noticed too much of a difference with this because there's a lot of people that reject my sim, and I thought it would make it easier. I have the manipulate life spirit where you can drain the life spirit from other sims or restore the life spirit. Now, and I'm sorry for all the like sniffling and stuff in this video, but I really wanted to go ahead and make this before the rest of the week got extremely busy. But for this one, it doesn't actually kill a sim, but it does, like, if your thirst is at the lowest, it pretty much fills you all the way up. Whereas a plasma pack only fills up, I think, like halfway, and then the plasma fruit really doesn't do that much at all. But you can, with plasma fruit, you can learn recipes by reading vampire books that you can get on your computer, which it will kind of progress you through the game, so you'll know what I'm talking about. Um, but you can make all kinds of like food, and to be honest, I don't know how much that helps with your hunger or your thirst because one of the first weaknesses I took was the withered stomach, and it you vomit when you eat human food. Um, but really, she just feels extremely sick, even if it's a plasma based food. So she can't eat anything without feeling really gross. So I don't know how much thirst that gives you back. So I got that. I did fill up all three of the sun resistance ones, so now I can go out in the sun and it doesn't really hurt me. I noticed it does like a slow drain, but literally I've never had it get very low at all after getting this. Like nowhere even near half. Supernatural speed, you can run faster across the map. And then so far I've got one of these emotion things. So the first one I got is the influence emotion, where you can make Sims nearby feel a specific emotion. But the thing about that is, and you can see on the next tier, it says to alter the emotion. So the influence emotion, you cannot just tell a Sim how to feel. I thought, when I was getting it, that's what I could do. But I haven't really noticed a difference using this at all, to be honest. But there are other ones. There's the mist form, which is basically you can teleport anywhere as the cloud of mist. And I am going from the top to the bottom. The bottom is like the starting out. The top is like when you're the master vampire, whatever level it is. And then the next one is your social need doesn't decrease anymore. And your sim, next one is your sim will never drink from another sim on their own when they're really low on thirst. So I guess when they're extremely thirsty, they may just grab a sim and drink. But I haven't had that yet. Next, your fun doesn't decrease. Hygiene doesn't decrease. We got the sun one. We can deplete the needs of another sim. Got the running one. This one, you become more resistant to changes in emotion, which is actually kind of beneficial. I mean, I haven't used it, But I notice my sim can get very moody, which, I mean, it's okay. It gets a little annoying sometimes, and especially I'll tell you why in a minute when I get to weaknesses. Um, Mesmerize, you put other Sims into a trance, so if they're just moving around or talking too much, you can just make them stop, and then that would be a great time to just quench your thirst, I guess. Then you have the Child on the Moon, which you become stronger at night, so that's pretty beneficial to being a strong vampire. This one you can put another sim to sleep. I haven't, obviously it's grayed out, so I haven't done that. This one is the slumber, so you increase your rate of power gain during sleep, and you can sleep more soundly. I don't think this one is actually beneficial at all, and I'll tell you why when I get through all these powers. Because there's a way that you can make your energy build up extremely fast. And I feel like this would be kind of useful, or not useful, my bad. And then the only other ones that I didn't get was, the one that you can unlock all the doors. So if someone has a locked door, you can still go on in. Another one is the Sims. You can make them talk to themselves. Bat form, which I've had that, and then on just another sim that I was just checking out the basic stuff. And basically, you can turn into a bat and fly around. It's pretty cool. So instead of running, your bat flies, if that makes sense. And then last is detect personality, where you can learn someone else's traits. And I feel like that one's a little bit of a waste because you can go into your aspiration points and just use the personality one there to be able to detect people's personalities. So for weaknesses, I'll start at the top. So you have eternal sadness, and it says occasionally your sim will get very, very sad. And then in some of these, obviously, you can't use, like if you have the dampened emotions, you can't get the eternal sadness one because they kind of conflict with each other. And then there's the undead aura. Sorry, guys, I am not on top of my game today. But the undead aura is where your relationship with other Sims start off negative. But to be honest, I feel like it already kind of happens to me. And then you have the insatiable thirst, which this one, I tried this one on that other sim that I was telling you about. And you have to replenish their thirst more often. And to be honest, it can be pretty bad. I don't think I would ever choose this one as a weakness because it goes down really fast. And if you can see, like in this dark little corner right here, your energy is like extremely long, and then your other ones are extremely short. And it just feels like obviously these go down a lot more than your energy does. Unless you're using a lot of vampire energy, then it will go down a little bit faster. But I recommend basically never choosing this one because you'll constantly be hungry. And then I chose and I'll tell you the reason why I chose this one. I chose day phobia, which means you're weaker during the day and your powers fail more often. But also, she's a little bit tense, which you can kind of see it down here. But she's tense whenever it's daytime. So I gave her the ability to walk in the sun, but I thought it would be funny to keep it where, I mean, she's a vampire. She's still probably a little skeptical. Like, should I really be in the sun right now? I'm not used to this. Nobody else can do this, that kind of thing. So I just thought it was kind of an oxymoron, kind of funny. So I'm cruel. And then I have this one where she can only sleep in coffins, which, I mean, that's not a problem for me. I think the coffin thing is pretty cool. And then one of them I got was the fitful sleep, where her power gain is reduced while sleeping. But again, when I show you this little tip, it really does not affect the energy thing hardly at all. I mean, my energy goes up so fast. And then a sloppy drinker, she gains less thirst when drinking. And then this one has a couple. It makes the sun more harmful than normal. So if you want to make it where your sim basically cannot go outside, you can do this, which means you can't do the sun resistance. So that's what I got. I got sun resistance because I wanted her to go out and get a job. And then the withered stomach can't eat human food, but apparently you also cannot eat plasma based food either. So you can have plasma fruit, that's okay. But if you make it into a meal, no, it won't work. And then guilty drinker, she becomes guilty when drinking from Sims without permission. So she's an evil genius and she's a vampire. But somehow she still gets guilty whenever she drinks from a sim without permission. But that doesn't stop her. I mean, sometimes you're just hungry. So, and it takes too much effort to build up a relationship for Sims, with other Sims, a lot of other Sims, because you can't constantly drink from them one after another, that same person. So you have to have like a couple Sims sometimes if you don't do like if you compel them. If they let you, you don't obviously earn very much. And then there's uncontrollable hissing where you just hiss while you're just hanging out and it's socially odd and it probably gives you another negative moodlet. So there's the vampire powers, strengths, weaknesses, and so far I like my choices a lot. I just don't like how moody she gets during the day, but whatever. It was the best choice compared to everything else, to be honest. Okay, so if you go upstairs, I got my coffin up here. And if you notice from the last one, I've gotten a little bit more stuff. So my house looks a little bit nicer. And when you're a vampire, you basically have to have a computer starting out because you can research vampires and get your vampire books on there, and it helps build it up where you can get points. So it's kind of something you have to get right off the bat. And so her coffin, what she does is she just normally goes to sleep, right? But when you go into hibernate, and let's see if we can just get her to do that really fast. When you go into hibernate, basically nothing's going to wake them up unless you hit the X. But if you notice in this corner, it says her sleep is plus 10,000. So she gains a lot pretty fast. In which it goes a lot faster than this without that weakness that I have. It's only slightly slower than usual. But I mean, in a couple hours, your energy bar, people are calling me like crazy. But your energy bar goes up. But if you tell her to do something else, she won't just go do it. You have to hit the X when you're in hibernate mode. And you'll love this. See if she wakes up. Let's have her go here. Yeah. I love that. I don't know why she's embarrassed.
Oh,
She didn't even
Mog.
go to work. But as far as her work, I did get her a job this time, and I just did the social media career because I figured that you can kind of do in the house and you can kind of do at work, and it only takes a couple hours, and I kind of just want to play her. So, a good way to get some cash in the beginning is there are lots of flowers and like gems and stuff. If you just run around and pick those and sell those, you can get a little bit of money from that. And then, like I said in the beginning, I was a writer, and basically, I think I make 300 a day in royalties right now, or 350, somewhere in there. So it brought in a little bit of income. And then when you do, there's these trees all around in the beginning. You won't start off with one. What you do is you pick the plasma fruit and then you just plant one in here so you can have your own tree. And I think that's basically the best use of that you can get. And then updates on her. She has basically just kind of hung out, got to know people. Only came out at night for a while. She did meet this other vampire, Sim, and they get along very well. And I'll see if I can show all my relationships. So This is the other vampire sim, which everybody should have that one because he lives right down the road. But, oh, it says soulmates. Huh, I didn't know that. But basically, she gets along with this sim really well. So I think in the next episode, I'm actually going to go ahead and get them to move in together. And he's got a nice house too. But I'll get them to move in together and then see if we can start a vampire family. And then, actually, I may also go ahead and try to change a sim. Who do we want to change? Let's change this guy. I think it'd be fun to change a sim really fast because I haven't done that yet. Speed this up. And like I said, this isn't lagging at all with me here. So I hope it's not lagging for you guys. I don't understand how it does that. Get off your computer. Go say hi. Okay. So let's go into vampire. And see, you can command them to be mean, work out, sit, repair, clean, or leave. And you can restore life spirit, which is fine, turn into a vampire, and drink plasma. You can ask permission to drink, which gives you a little, compel for a small, which gives you a little, compel for a deep, which gives you quite a bit, and then drain life, which basically fills you up. But let's go ahead and do turn to vampire. I don't want to chat with you. I just want to turn you into vampire. Let's see how this goes. I haven't done this yet, so I don't know what to expect. What? You can't say no. Let's try this again. Okay. Here we go. He doesn't like it. Wait, is she drinking? No, it says turn into a vampire. Oh. These stairs are getting in the way. He has consumed the essence of a vampire and will turn in a few days' time. I wonder if you could still drink with him. Or drink him? See what he says when I ask.
Gushal?
Zabora.
He seems okay.
Darp.
Oh, nope, just kidding. Okay, let's, I don't think we can do it again. Oh, we can. Let's get a small drink. Just so you can see what happens. Oh, and so that one weakness that I chose where she has issues with the daylight. See? Guilty drinker. She's always tense, basically. But basically that one where I chose the sun as a little bit of her anxiety, said her powers also fail more often, and that is completely true. I have not had my powers work during the day at all. So, just some tips to look out for. And this video actually probably turned out to be longer than I had planned it to be, so I hope you guys don't mind. I hope you stuck with me through the entire thing. But next time I'll be feeling a lot better. I'm not as sick as I was the last couple days, so I am starting to feel better. I do have a busy week ahead, but in a couple days I plan on filming or releasing at least the vampire baby, if that's possible. I haven't done it yet. But I will do like a little vampire family and then see how that goes. And I will film that for you guys. Alright guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Somebody else is at my door. Oh, I hate this person. Well. Slay vampire.
George Chabot,
She does not have a
Barun,
vampire cure in her
Zibler,
inventory.
Bempi Yorid, Janib Shrofa,
Huh.
Seneca.
Renzi. What's the next nurture?
Never did the slay vampire before, but apparently I can't.
Marco.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end this here, and then I will
Zita.
go ahead and release the other one in a couple days and let you know if you can make a vampire family. So let me know what you think. Please like and subscribe. Leave a comment below. Let me know if you have any tips or tricks that I can try. I'm still kind of new to this, but I have been really getting into it. I do like this expansion quite a bit. So I can't wait to see what they're making on the next expansion pack or game pack. Alright guys, thank you so much. Bye!